Am I the asshole for asking my coworker what would happen if I drank her breast milk? My 20th coworker Kate had a baby a little while ago, and in the break room during lunch yesterday she was talking about breastfeeding. During the conversation I asked Kate, "Hey, so what would happen if I were to drink your breast milk?" Kate said, "Excuse me?" I did realize that it sounded like a weird question when you didn't hear the train of thought leading up to it, so I tried to explain myself and said, "I mean, is it okay because your baby is related to you, but I'd get sick because I don't have your same bacteria?" Kate didn't answer me, but our other coworker Lauren then said, "Well, it can't be that that's how it works because then wet nurses wouldn't have been a thing." I've never heard of a wet nurse and asked Lauren, "What's that?" Lauren said, "It's when you hire a nanny who had a baby at the same time as you so that she can also breastfeed your baby for you, but it's like an old-timey thing." So at this point Kate said, "You guys are being DCKS," and left. I found out today that she's telling people that me and Lauren were making fun of her about breastfeeding. So I do understand why Kate would have been uncomfortable with the first way I asked the question because yes, that was kind of a stupid way to say it, but I don't really understand how she thinks I was making fun of her at all after that. Am I the asshole? You should probably apologize to Kate. Tell her you realize it was inappropriate to ask and you're not making fun of her at all. And use Google next time. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. That is such a weird and intrusive question. If you were so curious, maybe you could have Googled something along the lines of person not related to mother-child drinking breast milk rather than insert yourself and coworker into a really creepy hypothetical scenario. You need a filter. Soft, you're the asshole. You didn't make fun of her and neither did Lauren. But your question was definitely inappropriate. She's talking about her baby sucking on her boob to get food and you were just like, what if I sucked on your boob, in different words. I guess that's not what you were trying to ask. I understand you were asking whether it's healthy, safe to drink breast milk produced by someone not related to you. But the way you phrased your question was rude. Also, dude, the milk we buy from the store, used to make cheese and yogurt and ice cream, comes from a completely different animal. Of course human milk is safe for humans to drink. You're the asshole. I think if you don't recognize how invasive that question is, you may need to talk to a therapist, social worker who specializes in helping people who have deficits in social skills or understanding social norms. If you do understand how invasive the question is in retrospect, might need to do some work on how to keep from blurting weird thoughts before they go through the filter and or how to apologize well if they do come out. I am guessing her issue wasn't mockery, that was just the politest way she knows to say. Made me really uncomfortable. I audibly said ew at your question. You're the asshole. Those are intrusive questions. Next time Google it. We have the technology, use it. Look, some thoughts just don't need to be shared with others. You asked a gross and weird question, and I'm not entirely sure why you even thought she'd want to answer or necessarily know the answer. You seemed to be trying to creep her out on purpose, which she took as making fun of her. You're the asshole. Next time just ask Google your weird questions. You're the asshole for how your question was phrased. You made it sound like a personal inquiry rather than an objective question. That was creepy sounding, even if you didn't mean it that way. NTA for the subsequent conversation about wet nurses, which was informational, which in no way could be construed as making fun of Kate. Nah. Yeah, it was weird, but it was a question born out of genuine curiosity if badly phrased. Your coworker is rightfully a bit grossed out. Maybe apologize, say there was no malice as it was a genuine question, just very poorly phrased. You're the asshole. You were making creepy comments about someone who is breastfeeding, and you're damn lucky you haven't been called into HR over it. You're the asshole. In a corporate setting it is better to avoid such personal interpreted questions, even out of curiosity, as you don't know the people well enough how they would react, and it could get you in trouble with HR. In a private setting with friends or family, this would be an alright question. Also, as it is just a general question about breast milk and not a personal one, it is better to do a quick internet search. Yeah, so whatever your motive, that's obviously going to make someone uncomfortable. Not every thought process should be shared. You're the asshole. Not the asshole as a woman who has nursed 3 kids for more than 3 years each. I would have thought that was an interesting question. You didn't ask if you could suck her boobs, and it was a hypothetical question. To answer your question, no, it would not make you sick or anything. I personally have tasted my own milk, as has my husband. I don't like it, it's very sweet. He kind of likes it. You're the arsehole on so many creepy levels, I shiver just reading the title. To answer your initial question, which, yes, as established, was wildly inappropriate for the setting in which you asked it, you could, hypothetically, get sick, but it's uncommon. Breast milk is made from the parent's blood supply, so blood-borne illnesses are communicable through breast milk. Otherwise, if the parent is fighting off an illness at the time, you'd actually get a supply of their antibodies from the milk, so it could conceivably make you healthier. That's one of the reasons it's so strongly encouraged to breastfeed babies for as much of their infancy as possible. After it cleared up? Absolutely not. You did make that seem creepy, if anything. That's a mega WTF moment. Aside from that, no. It seems like you were genuinely interested in if there were any cons or pros to it. And another coworker answered your question. I personally don't understand how she took it as you making fun of her. Yes, you're the asshole. That question sounds like you were thinking about sucking her tits, even if it wasn't what you said. It's never appropriate to discuss ingesting your coworker's bodily fluids. You're the asshole. That question was gross, especially when directed to someone who's currently breastfeeding an infant. How did you think that was going to go? Not the asshole. I don't see the issue at all, but I'm autistic and work in a clinical setting, so maybe I'm just desensitized. I'm definitely in the minority here, but you didn't ask her, can I drink your milk? That would be creepy. You just asked questions. Don't see how that's making fun of her at all or creepy. I interpreted drink your breast milk as drinking pumped breast milk out of a glass. Yeah, it's kind of a weird question, and the way everyone else is interpreting it, definitely inappropriate. The way I interpreted it, it didn't seem that bad, like they were just curious, and they certainly weren't putting down their coworker. Not putting in a judgment, since I saw it so differently from what seems to be everybody else, lol. Not the asshole. I'd cry. This would be a weird question. It shouldn't be a private or unnatural topic anyway. You were wondering whether humans would get sick from drinking another's milk. I'd probably just laugh and tell you to educate yourself. Nata. Yes, it's a weird question, but I don't see why she thought you were making fun of her. And bodybuilders drink breast milk all the time. Not all of them, but some definitely do. You can make up to $10 an ounce for that liquid gold. It's healthier than drinking cow's milk. Not the asshole. The original phrasing was creepy, but your explanation of what you were really trying to ask seems reasonable. She probably thought you were making fun of her because in her mind the question was too dumb to be earnest. I would apologize to her and say that you weren't trying to make a joke, just accidentally asked a dumb question due to not knowing anything about breastfeeding. Not the asshole. You could have stated the question a lot better, and perhaps you should explain that to the mother. Try to have a friendly talk with her, apologize for the way you made her feel, and tell her your genuine curiosity was awkwardly worded. Also, looking at all the reactions here, perhaps you should have a witness present. Not the asshole, but only because you sound super naive. You asked what would happen if you drank her milk. Which is creepy AF, dude. Especially when you remember that it's an actual fetish, not mine, but I don't kink shame. What I think you meant to ask was what would happen if someone other than the baby consumed breast milk. Is it like blood where the wrong match can be fatal? The answer is no, it's not wet nursing. You owe Kate a huge apology.